This is my 2018 Colorado ZR2. Chevrolet in 2016 announced their new off-road truck, the Colorado ZR2, and it was going to start for the model year 2017. I was extremely hyped when I saw this because honestly, this truck is basically everything I wanted in a truck with a minor few exceptions, and we'll talk about those. Since 2015 or so, I have just wanted a Colorado ZR2. Fast forward to August 2023, I finally did it. I finally got my dream truck, the Colorado ZR2. This is a 2018, and it has 43,000 miles on it, and it runs like a dream. So I just want to talk about how I've liked my truck for the past 4 months, its strengths and its weaknesses. Hope you enjoy the video. One of the little fun quirks about this truck is it's a Canadian truck. So the speedometer is in, well, it's not in miles per hour. However, Chevrolet lets you convert it. And I did get this truck in Portland, Oregon, because the truck market in the current state I'm in Utah, well, they cost more. So what did I pay for this truck? It was $35,500. So again, it's a 5-year-old truck with 43,000 miles on it. I thought I got a decent deal for what, unfortunately, this market is. It's in really good condition, and let me just show you some of the interior. It's all leather. These ZR2 trims are the highest trim level, so it has heated seats. It also has a phone charger. However, your phone will not fit if you have like a Plus or something bigger than, say, like a normal iPhone or a Galaxy S22 or whatever it may be. Since this is a used truck, this wasn't specifically my favorite color. I was limited to what I could afford. However, silver is not a color I dislike. I still think this is a good looking truck. Probably my favorite color is the blue, black, and maroon color. Those just really do well for me. However, I do think this black hood scoop fits really well with the silver truck. One modification I've done, it's the only modification I've done, is I've blacked out the Colorado. I've also blacked out the bow tie. It was originally gold, and in the silver color, I just did not like that. I did not buy Chevy's blackout tie. I painted it on myself, and it saved me a lot of money. So why did I get a Colorado ZR2? Well, one, I've always wanted an off-road truck, and this thing is probably one of the best. It's the Gladiator Rubicon beats it probably in pure off-roading, but as a do-it-all off-roader, this one's really hard to beat. So what I love about it is the 30-degree approach angle. It has a 2-inch lift from the factory, and as you can see, these yellow shocks, these are special Multimatic DSSV shocks. They're pretty darn nice. And you have the rock sliders. This is not a step to get into the truck. In fact, it's probably one of the things my wife really doesn't like about it, is how hard it is to get into this truck because there's really no help. But I love how much ground clearance it has. The other thing I love that comes from the factory is the tires. Now, my truck is used, and so the previous owner put new tires on it, and those are fine. They're decent all-terrains. But what you get from the factory is a pretty aggressive tire, and so that's just one of the things that's so great about the Colorado ZR2, is just how ready it is for off-roading. And lastly, the thing that really sold me on this is these two buttons. This is a rear locker, and this is a front locker, which not many mid-sized trucks or trucks in general have lockers. Now the question will arise, and certainly my family members were kind of scratching their heads on why didn't I get a Toyota Tacoma? They are more reliable, they just work, they're a great little off-road truck, and honestly, I have the utmost respect for the Toyota Tacoma. I grew up with them, I love them. However, I just wanted something different. I wanted something a little more capable off-road, which this is because it has that front locker. And I wanted to be, as I said, different. You see tons of Tacomas on the road. You don't see as many of these guys. And I love it. Yeah, this truck isn't going to probably last as long as a Tacoma, but it is what it is. Let's talk about the things I really love about this truck. And now I've mentioned all the off-road capability, but I just think this truck is a good-looking truck. Even though this truck is 5 years old, I don't think it's aged poorly at all. It's extremely aggressive looking with the fender cutouts to help with approach angle. And yeah, I'm a little biased. I think it's a better looking truck than, say, a 2018 Tacoma. The next thing I really like about this truck is the extremely deep bed. This thing has one of the deepest beds I've seen in a truck. Yes, other full-size trucks have deep beds, but let me show you. Yeah, it's only like a 5'2" bed, so it doesn't have a ton of room, but you just have so much height in this bed. In fact, don't quote me on this, but I believe this has more cargo volume than a 6-foot bed Toyota Tacoma. Another nice thing is, maybe if you saw, this has a dampened tailgate. And then of course, with the ZR2 trim, it automatically comes with this bed liner. The next thing that I really like about this truck is the rear leg room. Yes, it's a mid-size truck, so the leg room sucks compared to a full-size truck, but it's almost class leading. And when you compare it to the class leader Toyota Tacoma, it has almost 4 inches more of leg room. So just to show you, this seat is set at my height, which I don't have it up very far. And I'm 6'2" and I'm in the back, and my knees are like gracing the chair. So for a mid-size truck, it's really not that bad. A couple more things that I really like is the sound system. The Bose sound system is really good. I'm not going to show you because I don't want to get copyrighted with music, but just trust me, it's really good. The thing that I absolutely love is just how well it cools and heats up. And it must have the most powerful fan I've ever seen in a vehicle. This thing is incredible. In fact, most of the time I will not take it up to its highest power because it's just too much AC or too much heat. This thing is awesome when it comes to the summer and trying to cool down. The other thing I really like about this truck is just how comfortable it is on road. Going on a highway or just around town, it almost doesn't feel like a truck. Yeah, the rear axle, you'll feel that part, but it is a really comfy ride. And when we drove it from Portland to Utah, it was great. It got like 19 mpg, which is not bad for a lifted off-road truck. It was really comfortable. Okay, let's get to the few things that I don't like about this truck. This truck is definitely not perfect. Number one, I feel like the Achilles heel for this truck in off-roading, everyone talks about it, is, yeah, the rear shock mount. It is laughably low. I have done some off-roading and thankfully I've yet to hit it. Now I do maneuver myself so I don't try to hit high rocks with the shock mount. But yeah, what was Chevy thinking with this? The other thing I don't like, and this was a surprise, I think this is just special sadly to my truck with it being used, how poor the rear camera is. Yeah, it's that blurry and bad in real life as you're seeing on camera. I mean, it's still nice to have, the lines are great, but I think there might be something wrong with my camera. The last thing I don't like, it's not a deal breaker obviously, but is how slow the steering responses are for changing a channel on the radio. So these are the buttons on the back of the steering wheel to change. And I'm gonna tell you when I change it and you'll see when it actually changes. I hit the button now. And now it goes. I hit it again, now it goes. Again, now it goes. There's like a full second delay. Kind of sucks. Okay, one more thing that I'm kind of scratching my head that I don't really like about this truck is the really odd power bands that it has. So what do I mean is, well, growing up and just driving all sorts of trucks, if you really want to feel the power of the truck, the torque, you do a pull from like 25 miles an hour. And usually in other trucks, you know, it will put you back in your seat and it's really fun. In this truck, it just doesn't let you pull very hard in automatic. So let me just show you just how much of a dog this is when I try to really punch it going 25. Now, when I'm at a stop though, the power is definitely there. Let me show you once we get a green light. You really feel this from a stop, unlike when you're trying to accelerate from like 25. It's quick. It's quicker than a Tacoma, but it's just not there when you want to do a pull. It's time to show you what this truck will do off-road. We are going to go up a steep hill with some big ruts. It's going to be at least a 20-degree hill. Let me show you. It looks very mild on camera, but it is quite steep. And so first off, I'm just going to put it into four-wheel drive. I'm going to put it in neutral to put it into 4-low, because I'm just going to turn my lockers on after this first initial start. So now let's go up the hill. Okay, this next portion is the real gnarly stuff. I'm just going to put my rear locker on, and then I'm also going to put on my front locker. And the front locker will only go on in 4-low. So there it shows both of them locked up. Fun, a bit of a challenge. Now for you serious off-roaders, I understand this is nothing really that crazy. There was a couple times my wheels did come off the ground. If you're in a normal four-wheel drive vehicle, yes, you can make it up this, but with a lot of fuss. There is a fun little YouTube channel that films on this hill called Engine Adventures. I highly recommend checking them out. And he takes brand new vehicles up this all the time. And I've seen Toyota Tacoma TRDs struggle with the rear locker to get up this. So in the ZR2, just putting in a front locker, a lot of people just call it easy mode. And the thing just didn't struggle at all. Overall, I absolutely love this truck. It is living up to my expectations as a little off-road truck. Yeah, it won't tow the most, it won't haul the most, although it's not bad. It's 1,250 pounds of payload. And of course the cab is small. It's a mid-sized truck, but all around it fits my needs of, it can go anywhere I want it to. And it's just a really comfortable truck to ride in.